early this year, AI agent just exploded in popularity and they went so crazy viral and they got into mainstream public and everyone non-technical, all the vibe coders, they started playing with those AI agents and using it for all the possible things, and they started calling everything AI agent and everything agentic. And there's just so much misconceptions about AI agents, what they're for, how you can use them and how you should not use them, that I absolutely have to make a video and actually put a little bit of understanding in the world about what are AI agents, what they're capable not, because people are misusing them so much that it's insane. It's just insane. Look at this. I know it's exploding, but this is just insane. And let's have a look at the first guy. It's Alex Finn, okay? I'm sure great guy, okay? I don't have anything against this guy, okay? I don't even know if he's developer or not. I have no idea, okay? I just followed him. But he's hyping up the open claw thing. Let's hear what he can say. Okay, let's hear.
Show you a few things you can set up to be better organized here. Number one is this team screen. This is an org structure. I like setting this up once you're spinning up subagents because this does a couple of things. One, it keeps you organized, so you know which subagents are in charge of what. But two, it also keeps your orchestrator agent organized. Henry.
Oh, okay. So you got the idea, right? So basically, what he says is that we have. Let me go back here. That he has kind of a hierarchy of agents, right? So we have one main agent, and then we have another sub agent, and blah blah blah, and then we have another sub agent, and this is what we usually have, right? So he has what? He has writer there or something. Writer. Say he has a writer. Then he has what, I don't know, like a coder for sure, right? Coder and researcher, or whatever. Doesn't really matter. And now the funniest thing is here. This is I saw on one of the other tweets. And again, I don't like Alex. I am sorry. It's just that you were on my Twitter feed, and this is a really good way to illustrate the big misconceptions. Okay, I don't have anything against Alex. You're awesome. Okay, you're doing great job. Okay, just let's speak about what the hell is this. Okay, what the hell is this? I think it's somewhere in his video, like I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, so it's somewhere here, and you can see that where is it? Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Look at this. So he illustrates those AI agents as going blah 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 like this, right? As talking to each other and going, and now this is the big problem that people really misunderstand with AI agents. AI agents are not freaking humans, okay? They're not humans. Any AI agent is a very simple thing. It's just three things, okay? There's no magic behind it. There's no, oh, he's going to be my AI engineer, he's going to be my CTO, he's going to be my that and this. No, AI agents are literally three things. Tools, memory, and prompt that you put in there. And all of that stuff, it makes it into a separate context window. So literally the only reason to have like dedicated AI agents is either to have a separate context window or to give them a separate set of those things. Okay, so this is literally it. This is AI agents. So here's an example. What is a bad idea to think about AI agents? And that's the structure that we humans have. We created these structures in the companies, right? We have a CTO, and then the CTO has coders, and this is coder 1, and this is coder 2, and blah blah blah. Okay, this is our human thinking. AI agents are not humans, okay? They don't follow the same rules, they don't work in the same way. They are just different context windows. It's literally that simple. About Delusion, he's trying to build 100 trillion company. Why not 100 trillion billion million gazillion? What the hell is that? Like, it's so weird. Like watching 10 OpenClaw agents brainstorming and building new features for my SaaS. What is the point of 10 OpenClaw agents brainstorming anything? What is the point? It is AI slope recursive machine that just feeds itself with AI slope and then comes up with nothing better. You will get a better idea if you just have 2 agents. I am sure about this. Maybe even one. Just take one agent and let it brainstorm. But even if you take just one agent, take GPT 5.4 model, right? Put it at the highest possible setting and just let it brainstorm for 30 minutes, okay? Or for 1 hour, or for how much. It's gonna do a really great job, okay? This is the best model right now when I'm recording this for brainstorming. But like, what is the return of of your investment in 10 OpenClaw agents? This is just delusional, guys. This is just not like, there's no productivity in it. With AI, it's so easy to make it look cool and to make it like, oh wow, here's 10 agents, blah blah blah. But what's the productivity gain of this thing? Why 10? Why not 5? Is there a benefit in 10? Is it if there is a benefit in 10, why don't we make it 1,000 agents? Why not? Why not? If we're building 1 trillion company, why don't we make it 100,000 agents brainstorming? Then it's gonna be 100,000 times better, isn't it? Is it gonna be better than no? So isn't it delusional? Just people, guys, and this is not so much of a question of technical or non-technical, okay? You if you learn coding a little bit, if you get a little bit technical, you will benefit from this whole AI revolution, from this whole AI agent thing so much more. This is what I am telling all the time. You need to learn at least a little bit how to code. You need to understand how those things work deeply. So, because if you're just gonna be falling for this BS, well, you're not gonna end up doing anything great in the next 5-10 years. This is going to be a big thing. AI agents are going to be a big thing, but they're not going to be vibe coded like this, okay? This is not how it's going to be done. So you need to go learn a little bit of coding, learn a little bit of that, become more technical. You will exponentially increase your understanding of everything. Like, what the hell is this? This is so delusional, crazy. So how do you think instead about AI agents, right? I like to think about them as a set of instructions, okay? So for example, in the Claude code, you have skills, right? You have skills. And those skills, they contain steps that needs to be done. If you look at any business that you have, then you will kind of see that any business has workflows, right? It has a certain steps that you perform. And what we used to do, and me as a business owner, by the way, I'm teaching people how to become software engineers, and I have a free course that takes 60 minutes to finish, okay, 60 minutes from zero to end, that teaches you how to build your own first AI agent so that you don't you don't fall into all these traps, okay? Alex, if you hear me, take the course. Learn a little bit of coding, just a little bit of coding. It's gonna freaking help you, okay? Learn coding and then build your AI agent in 60 minutes. Literally, it's free, okay? 60 minutes, you build your AI agent, then you go and you understand more than 99.9% of vibe coders about AI agents, okay? But I'll try to explain you in a couple of minutes. So, any business that you look at can be basically distilled down in just workflows, in steps, okay? Steps. For example, when I'm recording this video, what do? I do a research, right? I do research. Then once I'm done with the research, I do ideation. Ideation. After the ideation, what I do is that I go and I write a Notion doc. By the way, not writing Notion doc for this one. Not at all. Okay, I'm just raw dogging, just freestyling this one. So writing Notion doc, then I am reiterating those things. And blah blah blah. I am making it like, let's say 5 times. I'm reiterating this, and then I am recording. Okay. Wow, now awesome drawings, but nevertheless, this is the workflow. If you look at this, okay, this is the workflow. So when you think about agents, you need to think about in terms of those workflows, in terms of those steps, okay? And when you think how do you want to orchestrate this whole agent and how you want to orchestrate this whole thing, you need to think about, okay, on this step, I need this and these tools. Okay, so for recording, what do I need? I need an OBS studio, right? This is what I'm recording right now with the OBS studio. What else do I need? I need TL Draft, which is my favorite drawing board. I need this one. What do I need? I need whatever, I don't know, audio. audio, different things, right? So the point is that for this step, you can define an agent. But again, we're not defining an agent which is like an editor or like a YouTuber agent. Okay? No, we are defining an agent for the workflows, okay? For the steps that needs to be done. Because for every agent, you need to give the agent tools, okay? And if you give an agent 100 million 50 tools, then it's not gonna work, okay? So you need to think, whenever you think about how to define your agent, you need to think about literally just those things. Tools, what tools my agent need to accomplish the workflow that I need this agent to do, okay? What kind of memory, what kind of prompt, and context window. What is the context window, okay? Right now, the best model for that is Opus 4.6, and the context window is 1 million, which you can do a lot, but not as much as people think, okay? You can do a lot with this context window, but you're still gonna need to think about how to make it a little bit shorter, how to make it more convenient for an agent. Because in this 1 million, it goes everything, all the system prompts, all the tool calls, all the MCPs that you have, which I freaking hate MCPs, but nevertheless, it's maybe another video. But it all goes into this context window, so you need to think how to define it, okay? So whenever you think about how to create an agent, don't get into this. Like, this is a completely wrong way of thinking about agents. When you think about agents, first step, define the workflow. 1, 2, 3, 5. What are steps that you're performing? Or to do the video, I upload it on the Google Drive, then I message my my editor, and then the editor takes over. Okay, then do an agent to do for that. Okay, but don't try to make our own humans ways and try to put your agents into this human structure. Absolutely doesn't make any sense. Okay, what also doesn't make any sense is agents messaging each other. Absolutely makes no sense. I think he has also here somewhere an example of this. Yeah, like a Telegram, for example, right? You can see, I think he has like a bunch of examples of agents messaging agents. Yeah, here's an example. Was that morning brief or something? Like he had somewhere like a tweet where he has like agents having a meeting. Guys, no sense in this. What kind of meeting is it gonna be? What are they're gonna sit in the Zoom and like what, drink coffee, or what are they gonna do in a Zoom meeting? There's no point in having agents doing a freaking meeting. They can just have an MD file, okay? And I might totally misunderstand how he's doing all this crazy setup with OpenClaw. He's super deep into this, okay? But I see this all the time on YouTube, on X, even on LinkedIn, all the time, that people are confusing agents with humans. No, guys, think about workflows. Don't make your agents doing stupid meetings, because then you're just gonna have one AI LLM sending message to another AI LLM, and you produce an endless AI slop machine. It makes absolutely no sense. Go take the 60 minutes course and understand how all of this works, instead of running around and being attached to all this hype. Thank you. See you in another one. Bye bye.